Welcome back. We are now going to look at our third Bach minuet in G major. We've learned three fantastic minuets in G major by J.S. Bach in this book, all different pieces, different musical ideas, expression, just absolutely terrific pieces, each one. So in this one, what I'd like to talk about are the arpeggio figures in the first few measures and how to approach those from a technical standpoint to make them easier for you to play and also for them to sound better. And one thing I'll throw in and to keep them in a better rhythm. So what we're going to do is we're going to engage the wrist for a lot of these arpeggios, or actually for all of these arpeggios. And this way, we're instead of just pressing down on the keys like this, we're going to kind of roll through the musical phrase. And this does several things, this technique of using the wrist. First of all, in piano, when we use our wrist for a phrase like this, we are going to follow the musical phrase and translate what's on the page into the physicality of the playing and really capture the spirit of the musical idea. So that's a very important concept right there. The other thing is, it is a very natural and relaxing motion to use the wrist with the piano. It gives us a great tone and an even sound, as well as being very smooth to play. And we're involving larger muscle groups, the shoulder muscle, the muscles around the shoulder, around the elbow, the forearm, around the wrist, and in the hands. So it's a complex of motions, and this is, as a general principle, is very important with piano. Most of the time, even if it's a very, very small motion, it's good to involve different muscle groups. It's very rare that we just use one isolated muscle group in our piano playing. That's something that is quite rare, and it's done for effect. And it's also, if it's done too frequently, if your piano technique is just based on small muscle groups, like just the digits, the muscles around the digits, then you're going to get tired quite quickly. You won't have the endurance to play longer pieces of music. So we want to involve the larger muscle groups for the ease of playing, but also for the sound, and the third point, for the rhythm. When we involve these larger muscle groups, we're also so often integrating our breathing and getting a better overall rhythm. A lot of times pianists, including myself, will involve a musical gesture with breath, a long breath, to have a consistent rhythm, rather than short kind of panting breaths that sometimes happen when we're nervous and we're playing, and those can definitely throw off our rhythm. So here we go. Without further ado, let's look at measure 1 and 2 of our third minuet in G major by Bach. And what we're going to do is outline a G major arpeggio. Bach, right at the start of this piece, states the key. We're in G major, and he has this wonderful little curly cue that he does to create a musical theme. And so what we're going to do is walk up a G major arpeggio, and we're going to drop our wrist, kind of like making a smiley face or half moon shape, as we go up to the G, the high G, and then we'll kind of turn around the wrist as we hit the A with our thumb, and it's going to look like this. That's a bit exaggerated so you could see it on the video. Here's one once again. And then we raise the wrist on that high G, the second high G, and then drop it down for a kind of staccato bounce on the two lower Gs. So the whole figure. Okay, now let's look at the left hand. It does something similar. We're going to start on the G, which is 2 Gs below middle C. with this G, we're going to have another circular gesture that will go down like a half moon shape, and then a half moon semicircular shape up as we get to the high G. So it's very similar, just down like that. And again, I'm exaggerating the motion for effect on the video so that you can see it, but in your own playing it won't be such a large gesture. Something like that. You can see what happens here is you get some momentum from the wrist and also a very good round tone that's even. If you just play that with the fingers, it's just kind of a bland tone, and it doesn't have a sweep of a gesture. That's with the wrist. That's without the wrist. It's a subtle difference in a lot of cases, but over time and in your own piano room, you'll hear a very marked difference between those two. And I would recommend to explore using these kind of wrist motions when you have arpeggiated figures like this. The Bach C major, you can use some of the wrist motion there. Okay, that's another good example. Okay, well, thank you very much. I will see you on the next video.